You ever read something that just stops you in your tracks? Something that feels like a mistake? Well, we're diving into an ancient Christian text that does exactly that. It presents a puzzle, what looks like a huge contradiction. But it turns out, the contradiction is the whole point. It's actually an invitation to unlock this much deeper, mystical way of seeing not just scripture, but, well, reality itself.
So, here's our game plan for cracking this thing open. First, we'll lay out the puzzle in all its confusing glory. Then, we'll find the secret key for how to read this text. After that, we're going to explore this incredible cosmic map hidden inside the Gospels and see how we fit into it. And finally, we'll connect all the pieces to solve the mystery of the ultimate forerunner.
All right, let's get right into the mystery itself. Our author gives a very specific, very important title to a famous biblical figure, but on the surface, it just doesn't add up. At all. Okay, so here's the question that kicks this whole thing off. The text calls John the Evangelist, the son of thunder, famous for his pretty intense personality, the forerunner of Christ. Now, if you know anything about the New Testament, your brain should be hitting the brakes right now. That title, well, it already belongs to somebody else. Right? The forerunner is John the Baptist. He's the guy who literally prepared the way for Jesus' first coming. So why on earth would this text give that same exact title to John the Evangelist? It feels like a typo, a serious mistake, but the author is basically telling us, nope, it's not a mistake, it's a clue. And that clue leads us straight to the first big piece of the puzzle. To solve this, we have to learn to read in a totally new way, to look past the black and white words on the page. The author couldn't be more clear about this. The written words, the text of the Gospels, that's just elementary instruction. It's kindergarten. It's not the final destination. It's just a shadow pointing toward a much deeper spiritual knowledge that you have to experience. You can't just read about it in a book. And this, right here, is the key that unlocks everything. The contradiction isn't a problem we need to fix. It's a flashing neon sign. It's put there on purpose to make us stop, to look up from the page, and to engage in what the author calls spiritual contemplation, to find a truth that words alone just can't hold. Now, to grasp that deeper truth, the author lays out this absolutely incredible, systematic vision of the cosmos, where literally everything is connected. So let's take a look at how this cosmic map is drawn. So in this worldview, the four Gospels aren't just history books, not at all. They are cosmic symbols that actually correspond to the building blocks of the entire universe, and even to the fundamental virtues that structure our own minds. Okay, get a load of this. This is how the cosmic map works. Each gospel is paired with a core virtue, a classical element, and a type of philosophy. So you see Matthew is linked to justice and the solid element of earth. Mark is with temperance and water. Luke connects to courage and air. But look at John down there at the bottom. He's different. His gospel corresponds to understanding the mysterious fifth element ether and the highest philosophy of all, theology. That is a huge clue. But this map isn't just about the cosmos out there. It's about us, too. The author then zooms way in, from the entire universe to the individual soul, showing how even our 5 physical senses are part of this grand, beautiful design. According to this text, our 5 senses are not just for, figuring out if the stove is hot or if food has gone bad. They are direct analogies, or as the author calls them, paradigmatic images, for the powers of our soul. Our very bodies are like a user manual for the spiritual world. Let's break it down sense by sense. First up, sight. Our physical eyes are just an image of the soul's eye, what we call the intellect. You know that flash of insight, that aha moment where you just get something? That's your spiritual sight, perceiving truth directly. Next up, hearing. This one corresponds to our power of reason. I mean, it makes sense, right? You hear words, you follow the logic of an argument step by step. Well, our soul has the exact same ability to listen to and comprehend divine teachings. It's about processing information, not just seeing it all at once. All right, smell gets a little more abstract, but it's really cool. It corresponds to our spirited or insensitive power. This is our gut instinct, our ability to discern good from evil, the same way your nose instantly recoils from a foul stench but is drawn to a beautiful fragrance. It's our soul's BS detector. Then we've got taste. Taste is the physical image of our desire. Just like we have a physical appetite that makes us seek out food, the soul has a spiritual appetite, a deep hunger, a real yearning for a connection with the divine. And finally, touch, our most basic, fundamental sense. And it corresponds to the most fundamental thing there is, the vital force inside of us. It's the simple, powerful, undeniable energy of being alive. Okay, so we know we have to read beyond the literal words. We have the cosmic map. We've connected our senses to the powers of the soul. We have all the pieces on the board. Let's put them together and finally solve this thing.
And here it is, the solution. The reason there are two forerunners is because there are two different comings. John the Baptist, he was the forerunner for the first coming, the historical, physical arrival of Jesus in the world. But John the Evangelist, he's the forerunner for a totally different event, the mystical arrival of Christ in the age to come. A direct, personal, spiritual union between the soul and the divine.
And this quote just illustrates the difference so beautifully. The author calls the evangelist's gospel a lamp. Think about it. A lamp is an artificial, temporary source of light. And its whole purpose is to point us toward the true light, a natural, eternal, inextinguishable light that can't be held in any book.
This is exactly why the author calls the evangelist the greater and more mystical forerunner. His gospel isn't the destination. It's the smoothing of the way, preparing our minds for a truth so perfect and so huge that it can never be fully captured by sounds or letters. He points beyond his own words, beyond all text, toward that direct experience of the divine.
And that kind of leaves us with one final big thought to chew on. The solution to this puzzle isn't really about two guys named John. It's an entirely new lens for seeing the world. What if everything we experience, everything we see, hear, and touch, is just a lamp pointing toward an eternal light? What if the entire world is a signpost, inviting us to look beyond?